Having targets and goals and meeting them, sure, that has its own place and they do serve a purpose. It feels good to have certain goals and then meet them, have certain tasks and tick them off your list. Sure, all right. But if you know me, you know that I don't believe in putting high pressure on ourselves. High pressure situations, I don't know. That kind of ties into hustle culture, being overly ambitious. Not a fan of that. But yeah, using goals to give ourselves a tiny little direction to move towards and meeting that, I'm all good for that. So, tiny little low pressure goals, doable things, bite sized habits. These are all things that I strongly believe in and I also prescribe to others. For example, for this podcast, my goal is recording and publishing one episode every single week. And that doesn't feel like too much, right? One episode a week, anytime, any day, whatever length, no, specific format, nothing. One episode a week. And that feels fine to do very, very doable. But then by the end of the year, when I look back on it, it kind of feels huge because I'm like, ooh, from last year at exactly this time to now, I have recorded 52 episodes and published them. That's not a small feat. So it feels good. And that's how I like goals to be used, tiny little things, small steps, easily doable aims that we set for ourselves, easily doable things. Do it. And then after a certain period of time, look back on it and feel like, yes, see how much progress you've actually made. Because when you're doing things in baby steps, you don't realize how much progress you're making. So always important to look back and keep counting our progress and our achievements, because we're only looking forward most of the time, like, oh, this is what I need to do, what the next step that I need to take. We're not looking back. Not often enough do we look back and say, okay, this is what I've already done, this is what I have achieved. It's kind of magic when you calculate those things, sure. But there are certain things which are too sacred to be turned into goals and streaks. That there are things in life where you should not put any pressure on yourself. There are things that you do for the joy of doing that. For the just the act itself, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever, right? Just the act of doing something itself, that itself is the reward. For me, that is reading. One of the things is reading. So I don't believe in keeping goals like, oh, let I will do 100 books a year, I will read 100 books, whatever, right? Like crazy goals like that. I don't prescribe, I mean, I don't subscribe to doing that. At least I didn't used to for a long time. But then last year I found Pagebound, and Pagebound has this goal thing written in it, and it feels, it felt like, okay, fine, let me just put something there. And I started doing it, but not as a high pressure thing, but just as something to document, right? But I figured out a hack for things which are too important, too precious to uh, turn into a chore. Because the moment something becomes a goal or a target, then in even in a small way it becomes a chore, right? It becomes work. So some things are too precious to turn into work as such. However, you can hack it. Hi, I'm Susmita Veganosaurus. You're listening to Feel Good Factor. I'm so glad you're here today. This is a podcast about mindfulness, joyfulness, well being, and putting yourself first before you get on with your work, life, creative endeavors, whatever. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love to hear from you. I have shared a link in the show notes, speakpipe.com/veganosaurus. Go there and record a tiny little message, maybe, 60 seconds or so. A little message telling me what you love about this episode or any episode that you love in my podcast, from my podcast, The Feel Good Factor. I would love to hear from you. All right, let's go on. Back to the hack. So here's the hack for the precious stuff. On an average, I have seen over the past few years that I seem to have read more and more books, and I'd say I can easily, at the pace at which I'm going, I can easily do 60 books a year. I can do that if I, yeah, like if I just don't do anything, if I don't make any effort towards it, and if I just read normally like the way I do about 60 books a year. Fiction mostly, some non fiction also. So the way I hack this, just so that I can feel good about myself, okay? Because we all like that little dopamine hit of having hit a target or hit a goal, right? So I set my target on Pagebound as 50 books a year. I know it's a silly sounding thing, okay? But try it and see. So, what you do is, if it's something you enjoy and you know that you're going to do a certain amount of it, whether it's in a week, in a year, in a month, whatever, in a day even, set your target to be just a little lower than that, just a bit, not too low. Okay, when they're too low is too easy. I mean, I can say, oh, 20 books a year and then that's done in 2 months. It's like, that's not going to make me feel good at all. It feels too easy. But if my target is just a little lesser than what I would normally do, then I'm guaranteed to hit the target, right? So then I can, with zero pressure, just watch the target moving, watch the numbers, the counter climbing, like, oh, I'm done 35, book number 36, book number 37. Oh, yay. Well, only half year through, and I'm already way ahead of wherever my goal is supposed to take me. And then when I hit 50, I'm going to feel very happy about it. At which point of time, it's up to me whether I want to move the target a little more or leave it as it is. Like, oh, I feel great. I've hit my target of 50 books a year. Everything else is a bonus. Sure, but it's just a way to hack and kind of juice that dopamine little kick out of it, like this feeling of a small feeling of accomplishment out of a non goal. Because it was not meant to be a goal at all to begin with. So then I've utilized it, I've hacked it to make me feel good because I'm going to do it anyway. And so this is a way to um, feel good and have these things. It just a way to tick off accomplishments, because as I said, often people are not looking back and counting what they've already done. It's always the next thing. So this way, what you're doing is you're ensuring that you're doing it anyway. It's known, and you feel good. So you kind of get the benefit of that. It's almost like looking back and counting what you have done, except it's you already know in the future you would have done it even now as you set the goal, and it feels nice. So try this out for stuff you do in your business, in your work. It doesn't have to be relaxing things that you do in life, but things that you do in your work, which anyway you'll do it. Anyway, you have to do it. Okay. So, for example, say you have a cafe or a cloud kitchen or something like that, and you are going to, on an average in your week, you are going to anyway be baking 20 donuts a day, or 20 donuts a week, just a random example. So when not baking, frying, donuts have to be fried, that's why they taste good. Sorry. But anyway, either way, so put that as a goal. You're doing it anyway, you're doing the task anyway. Put that saying, okay, this week I will do 20 donuts. Put that in a list of goals, quote unquote goals. And then when you do it, yay, check it off. So, what other activities are there that you do anyway? You're going to do it anyway, right? See how you can use that to make yourself feel good about yourself. You're doing it anyway, put it on a goals list and put a slightly lower target if it's need, if you feel like, okay, even more better if you want to feel good about yourself. Put that on a goals list, and then when you have done it, check, click. You're like ticking. You're like, yes, it's done. Tiny little celebration. See the way this uplifts your mood, how good you feel about it. It's a way of treating your own self like a little child. It's a little bit of manipulation, self manipulation, but you're doing it for your benefit and it works, and it benefits you. So there's nothing wrong with a little manipulation if it's going to benefit you. No harm done, but only feeling good. You can only feel good about it. There is no feeling bad about it, right? So I want you to, as soon as this episode is done, and we are almost done, I want you to sit down and for just this coming week, make a list of quote unquote goals of things that you're going to be doing anyway, whether it is in the entire week or whether it is on a daily basis, it doesn't matter. Pick a few things and then put that on the list. And then, tick it off, start taking it off. When it's done, like, yay, I'm done. This got done. Celebrate it. This is a way to celebrate it. Make yourself believe you're reaching certain goals which anyway you're doing, and making use of that to feel good, to get yourself into the habit of celebrating the little wins, right? To make yourself see, oh, okay, so this is what I'm doing. Otherwise, when you're stuck running a business, what happens is there are so many things that you're doing, like all the time, every day. You're just so involved in it that very rarely do you step out. After a certain point of time, a certain amount of workload starts feeling normal, and then you feel like you're not really going anywhere or getting much done. You don't feel that sense of progress, and that's not good. That's not healthy for your own sense of well-being. So I want you to make the list, and yes, speakpipe.com/veganosaurus, tell me the list you made. I'd love to hear it. Tell me what list you made about things. And of course, this is not necessarily only related to your business. Like it can be related to your personal goals, your home life, things that you do anyway, which you feel like you expect yourself to do it anyway. No appreciation for yourself. No, start appreciating yourself by doing this. All right. Thank you so much for listening to Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus. I'll talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye.